on, world? It's the KayFabeyBaby NRW Ring Generals Podcast. And right now, of course, it's the FTR, the living legends of the NRW, because our man Sean Mongold is, I guess, practicing his holds right now. He's practicing his holds. So you got Kuya P and my man Sans bow tie, but he's still dressed in dapper. Got the regular tie on, Mr. Webster style. How are you, sir?
I'm good, my brother. How about you?
I'm good, man. It's a crazy weekend as of this recording, dude. Labor Day weekend, and so much wrestling is occurring this weekend, dude, which, you know, we're going to chat about in a second, but we still have the aftermath of All In. All In. Last week, I didn't realize, you know, we were just chatting all about that. We were going to do this results show, and we're going to do, you know, we're going to go over the results real quick, but then we also have fucking Bash in Berlin, as you see behind me. We got NXT No Mercy this weekend. We have NJPW Capital Collision, which I was just chatting with you earlier. I'm excited because I'm going to finally see my girl Mercedes. That's occurring this weekend, and fucking TNA Impact. And you're going to MLW event, right? You're going to
NWA. NWA 6 is Saturday.
Yeah.
TNA Emergence is Friday. It is so much wrestling this weekend.
It's jam-packed, dude. It's crazy. So for all y'all watching, though, right now, so with that being said, we got to keep it tight because of other stuff we got to do. So we're going to talk a little bit about our feelings on All In, and then we're going to give our picks on Bash in Berlin and NXT No Mercy. And Sean, I hope you get your holds together because we want you back next week to come through. But our love to you, dog. So let's talk in All In. Feelings, results, anything that sticks out for you, Webster style.
I just my overall opinion of it, I think it was a pretty good pay-per-view. You know, I have to say this because I think when people hear criticizing AEW, they tend not to hear the positive when people talk about it. But I think for the most part, it was a really well done show. The matches pretty much from top to bottom were pretty good and entertaining. It was great to see Ricochet again, and yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised Bryan Danielson won. I'm not upset about that.
Yeah,
at all. I don't think this swerves out of the main event picture, especially since he signed a new deal. But definitely. I do find it interesting. What I'm more curious about is the fact that Christian won the Casino Battle Royal. So he's the number one contender. That's weird to me.
Yeah.
Considering a lot of the young cats that are there and even people who weren't there, like Ricky Starks, there were just a lot of people, and then I don't know how I feel about Christian winning. I don't feel like it was necessary, but I mean, he's doing some good work, but still. But at the end of the day, overall, I thought it was a really good pay-per-view. I think much like we said about the last one, I forget the last one, that was a pretty good one too. It's just them keeping that momentum, and they have, at least with this week's most recent Dynamite, it seems like they are keeping that momentum and they're getting a bit better when it comes to the storytelling and long-term storytelling, which is something we have criticized before, just like with MJF Daniel Garcia, a great example of their long-term storytelling with that. Even with the Hangman and Swerve, while we all feels like, oh, we'll see it again, but again, that's a part of that long-term storytelling. And even GYV showing up, you know, they were there not too long ago, and that plays into the whole Young Bucks FTR tag team scene. So they're doing a good job. Just need to keep firing on all cylinders to really make the product better. But All In was a good fit.
Got it. I didn't see it all. I saw bits and pieces of it. I didn't subscribe or pay for the events. Although that's one of the pluses I'm looking forward to, as we discussed earlier, with hopefully them getting on a streaming service. Right, Webster style, like
I hope so. Look,
our PLEs.
I will get Max if that's the case.
Exactly. So, man, Max, please. But yeah, I was kind of actually disappointed that I didn't, because of just the pieces I saw. I'm like, oh, this looked like they showed out, and was happy that Ricochet's there. So I'm curious to finally see, when I have time, some of the matches. Happy about our girl retaining Monet, although I would love to, again, we talked about that match versus DMD, so looking forward to finally seeing it. Did see the entrance, thought that was pretty cool. Got to see a the dog. I forgot the doggy's name, the Yorkies and stuff. But that was a pretty cool entrance.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of
not
women,
surprising there. We didn't think she was going to lose it, right?
nah. Speaking of, we called it a Mariah May 1.
And
Which,
I like that. And
yeah,
I'm
it
looking
made
forward to
sense.
seeing that.
This is the point where they're actually building. Not saying Tony wasn't there on Star, which it is, but they're not trading on. Let me phrase that. It's no disrespect to any of the women that have had the title before. I feel like Tony's title run was absolutely great, but they used her title run to build a new champion in Mariah May, and they told a really good story. And that young buck ain't here to really not understand what the hell Tony Storm was about. Sean was like, I don't get it. I'm like, you need to study some history. Look, you and I are both movie guys, so we get it. We get it. And
solid.
I'm excited to see what's next for Tony Storm, but also I want them to continue that storytelling with Mariah. So I'm curious to see how well they do it and how long her reign is.
Yeah.
So again, a lot of things they did absolutely perfectly like that, and I'm excited to see what they do next.
Agreed. Yeah, I'm hyped. Yeah, one of the pluses for me, the biggest pluses, Mariah winning.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. So and then with Mina back there again now, Mina Shirakawa,
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna be awesome because then that can play with Tony, with Mariah, all of that. So I think there's story there. Monet, obviously, that's great. DMD, hopefully we won't get sick of it. They did retain, but they gotta confront that again. So still, I'm fine with that storyline. MJF and Ospreay, and I love this whole thing, American title to back to the international title. Again, because feelings, about that, I like that Ospreay, and they're going to go back and forth. They know what they got there. There's stuff that they can do there. And then, like you said, while I'm sad about Swerve, we understand it because we know this is kind of like Danielson's year. And I think the way, or at least I hope he goes out with the final Danielson match would be to lose the belt back to Swerve.
Yeah.
You can extend this match out to the end of the year if Brian is calling it at the end of the year, Yeah.
This is one of the things, though, and I thought about this after Brian Danielson won. They still, as far as we know, have not made a deal for TV. This might have been a play to kind of, one of the most arguably recognizable wrestlers in the world, and putting your title on him, much like they did with Jericho and bringing Jericho in, is one of the reasons they even got a TV deal in the beginning because of Jericho's involvement. It's a smart play, especially if, I don't know if things are contentious or not, but clearly they don't have a deal yet because nobody's made any announcements. And TK, if there was a deal in play, he would be crowing from the towers about this deal. So I think personally that may have something to do with it as well.
Yeah.
And it's smart business if it is.
Yeah. It would be nice, man. I just want them to get tied to a streaming service to save us some money on the
I feel you.
pay-per-view events, brother.
Look, even if it's like 4 year, I'm like, something.
All right, so those are the highlights for me. I think we're in agreement, but Swerve though. I think Swerve again. He's re-signed. Come on now, that he's a superstar. We're gonna be doing the dance all the way through. And Daniels, I can respect that. And what I would like to see is to him to lose it back and get it back. So I'm sure this isn't the last that he's gonna have the belts on him.
No,
he'll definitely be.
We're talking about a multi-time champion here, definitely.
Yeah. All right, brother, you ready to head over to the Bash in Berlin this Saturday?
Yes, sir.
As of this recording. All right, sir. Let's kick us off with the Unholy Union, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, our current champions, against two of the big three, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, our love to Naomi, for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Do our girls get it back, sir? Because I'm going with Bianca and Jade.
Yes, they get it back.
They need it. Because come on now.
Yeah.
Unholy Union, they don't have that factor. No. They don't have that charisma factor. They are just, what is this, part-time champions for the moment?
Right. And now that they have Naomi, that cancels out Blair Davenport.
If she were to interfere.
Yeah.
So
I keep wanting to say B Priestley, and I know it's not our name anymore, but I always remember it's B Priestley.
yeah, there's NXT UK, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so 2 for 2. We're going for Bianca and Jay to get it back.
Yep.
Let's go to the strap match: CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. I like this kind of like element added to this feud. What do you think? Who do you got?
I got CM Punk. That way we
Okay.
get a trilogy of matches out of this. I think there's going to be some shenanigans. Don't know what, but I
Seth will
definitely
come down and interfere.
nah. No. They gotta sell Bronson. And what he did to Seth. And there's no way Seth comes down. But there's going to be some shenanigans. I think CM Punk's going to win, and that sets up a trilogy match. And I see it this way. I don't see it happening as Survivor Series, just because, especially if the War Games again, there's really not a lot of time for that. I see it happening this way. Seth wins. Not Seth. Oh, you got me thinking about something. CM Punk wins.
Yeah.
But there's some kind of shenanigans, something that keeps the feud going.
Yeah.
You had them face off in a Royal Rumble. I think CM Punk will cause Drew the Royal Rumble. And then you set up the end match at WrestleMania.
Interesting. I'm gonna move things up a little bit. I agree with you. I think definitely prolong this. 2 out of 3. Like 3 matches, whatever. Or probably even more because it is fucking WWE. They're gonna milk the shit out of it. They're gonna squeeze every last juice out of it.
As they should.
Of course. We know wrestling. We got Bad Blood. Remember that they've been promoting heavy. So I think again, like you said, Punk is gonna win this, and then they're gonna have Bad Blood because you made me draw blood at the Bash in Berlin. So there's gonna be some bad blood because you made me draw blood with this strap match. There's gonna be some blood released at this.
That's smart, actually, because that's a way of having a main event and not worrying about booking either championship.
Hey, hello. Feel me. So cahoots on Punk taking the belt. Well, taking the win. The dub.
Yeah.
All right, let's head over because I'm sure there's gonna be more. We're gonna be talking about that later on, man. We got a lot more wrestling for this year. Let's head to the mixed tag team match. The Terror Twins, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley versus the Judgment Day, Dirty Dom and Liv. What you got, man?
I want to say the Terror Twins, but again, this is where we talk about shenanigans. And we still got Ben and Carlito and JD out there to get involved, and they're the numbers game there. I'm going with the Judgment Day on this one only because of the numbers, and unless they get barred from ringside, I just see the Terror Twins being outnumbered.
Yeah, it's still too early. There's still a lot more story to tell in this mix. I feel
exactly a lot more story.
I'm with you. All right, 2 for 2 on that. Definitely Judgment Day taking that. Let's head over to the undisputed WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes, our current champion, versus KO. They ain't taking the belt off Cody.
I'm going with Cody, but the biggest question is, are we going to get a KO heel turn? That's the biggest question, because they teased that at SmackDown, which I was at this past week. So they teased that, and they kind of, he didn't do it. I'm curious to see what happens, because I sit here and think about SmackDown, think of the heels. Who are the heels right now outside of the bloodline? I mean, AJ is gone for the moment off TV. All of the major heels are in the mid card right now. There's no main event heel. KO, Randy, and Randy's, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. The bloodline are your major heel, period, not just heel faction, but they're like the top heels right now. Who else there are no other real heels on SmackDown when you think about it.
Yeah, completely agree.
In the main event picture.
You know what? I agree. I think we both agree. There's no way they're going to take the belts off Cody right now. No way. We're getting that heel turn because, like I said earlier, we need to build up bad blood. And what creates more bad blood than a heel turn? And plus, what have they been fucking doing with KO? KO is deserving of a push. He renewed his contract, all this stuff. They're putting him in this somewhat aura of that breathing room to the belts. fucking you build us up, you make him fucking turn heel. Bad Blood, we mix it up even more, and then we just keep on pushing until KO eventually, or somebody. We gotta give KO something, and I think they gotta do a heel way.
While the story is great, the biggest issue they have with Cody having the belt, which I still love, by the way, the biggest issue is you had a 2-year-long story to put the championship on this man, and build him up. You cannot credibly take it off of him so quickly. I mean, yes, we're in August and WrestleMania is in April. I mean, 4 months. You can't take the belt off of Cody in 4 months. That's just not possible. And you can't take it off of him at Bash in Berlin. And no disrespect to Bash in Berlin, but if that's going to happen, that needs to be one of the big four, straight up. That it really needs to be one of the big four. The way they built this up, if this was like the world title, I think, because I feel like that's the workhorse title, that could change hands on Raw, and I would be happy with that.
Yeah.
Like back in the old days. But yeah, I'm giving it to Cody, and I think we get a KO heel turn.
I'm with it. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Especially, we got to build up Bad Blood, and I'm telling you, there's these elements. Let's think we're the long-term writing in wrestling.
Yep.
So let's go to the main event. Gunther, our World Heavyweight Champion, versus RKO. If Orton wins the championship, he'll be transferred to Raw, and Gunther will be transferred to SmackDown. Oh, curious, interesting caveat that they added that.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I still think I don't see Randy winning.
No,
it doesn't make, to me, it doesn't make sense. Gunther he's a star. He's a new star. The best.
I think he's still an early star, so that's why I feel like you could possibly do it. It won't hurt him. It won't affect him that much.
No, it won't affect him, but also getting put over by Randy, though, that's big stuff.
That is true too.
And especially trying to build him to be part of the future of the company, I think is more important, because Randy's not going to have that many years left. Have him do it now, and hell, we can have a Randy heel turn too.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, but I'm going with Gunther. It doesn't hurt Randy.
Yeah,
it doesn't hurt Randy at all.
So the only title change we're forecasting, I think RKO. I think I kind of want to see that, because he's like Danielson. We spoke all in earlier. Those two cats are on their way. They're getting there, man. So I think, why not give it to him one more time? Because who else are we gonna have him take it from? Who else is gonna give it to him real quick before we let him go out? So that's what I'm calling. So
there's a lot of people in there.
True. So the only title change you want to see is the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship.
Yeah.
I'm with that. All right. I feel those picks, man. If y'all want to talk about these picks, just up in the comments below. But we're now moving over to Sunday, because it's a jam-packed Labor Day weekend. Let's talk NXT No Mercy. Webster Style, you ready, bro?
I'm ready.
All right, man. Let's go with the NXT Women's Championship. Roxanne Perez, our current champion, versus Miss Parker, Jada Parker.
Miss Parker.
And bruh, I love me some Jada. Did you see? They made memes of it already. I don't know if you caught NXT this week, but the memes are out there. Roxanne is in the chair. Jada was like, "I'ma smack the taste out your mouth, Roxy." And bro, that slap, I was loving it. And I love them both. Both, but Jada just who you got?
I feel like Roxanne again. I like the revolving challengers because everybody's getting some shine. I don't think they have positioned any of them, including Jada Parker, to really beat Roxanne. I honestly think, especially with that segment, Jada was talking to somebody, and a lot of speculations that Stephanie Valkyrie or Julia, who knows? But I really think they're positioning one of them to dethrone her. But they as in whomever Roxanne is with, they've been really giving some good matches. But yeah, I see Roxanne retaining. I'll be very shocked that they put on Jada, but I just gotta say I want some cake.
Bro, I'm ready for that cake, bro. Yeah, man. Jada Parker will get her time. Jada
Yeah.
Parker will get her time. I think she's deserving of it. Definitely think she needs to build it out more, but she's got all the elements.
Yeah.
I agree with you. They're, it's still not Roxy yet. Well, it's still Roxy time right now.
Yeah.
They haven't built up Jada enough, and the allusion to the people in the corner, which we all know, those are going to be some heavies once they're finally here. Stephanie Valkyria and Julia. So, I agree with you. I think that'll be the persons that they, send the belt to.
Can I be frank though? The one person that's on the roster right now that I think should take it off of Roxanne, Lash.
Yeah, man. You know what?
The whole metaphor is kind of playing out right now.
A lot of wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing with my girl. Yeah.
Yeah. Lash is an obvious choice to me to take it off of her. Or even Nikita Lyons, if she comes back and stays healthy, just because the fans love her.
Yeah.
Well, we know why they love her. Sly kicked there too. Sorry, we like cake, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. All right, brother. Let's head over to the NXT women. You know what? Why did they put this like this? We're gonna go back to the women, and we're gonna women. I like to keep it flowing like that. Let's head over to the NXT North American Championship. Oba Femi, our current champion, versus the Don, Tony D'Angelo, and of course the family in his corner, Channing.
This is tough.
Max Lorenzo, Luca Safino, Adriano Rizzo. I like them. I like this match.
This is tough.
It's hard to choose
because they could take the belt off Oba and have him still look strong because you have the interference or distraction from the family. And I'm thinking you could build up another feud between or continue feud against.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Don because they're entertaining. They're fun to watch. He's fun to watch. And he's had some really good matches and really good stories. And I don't think that Oba losing, especially if you got some shenanigans, which I think very much will happen in this match with the family around, it doesn't weaken him, but also it frees him to go after the title.
Completely agree. I think
it's a perfect way to get the belt off him. And
you need 5 men to take me down, or 5 folks, because doesn't depower him at all. Because they need to do more. Because it's getting it gets stale when you just have this powerhouse that just mauls.
Yeah,
it's the Brock Lesnar bullshit. We get tired.
Yeah,
agreed. All right, Tony D, D'Angelo, the Dom, and the family, they're gonna take that championship. Let's head back to the NXT Women's North American Championship. Current champion Kalani Jordan versus Wendy Chu, who just came back out of nowhere and is just mixing it up, and she's all dark and evil right now. How you feel about that?
I'm going with Wendy.
Yeah? Already?
Only because she's been around NXT for a minute.
That's true.
I mean,
but she disappeared though, and now she had
injury. She was out on injury, but I think the North American title should be won just like the men's, before Oba. You had new people win, every couple months. You put the shine on new people. I think Wendy has really earned that with the time and grind she's put into NXT over the past couple years. I think also, just especially with this past NXT, they brought out freaking Rosemary, which I was geeking out about, but they sanitized it though. She didn't have the knives and stuff she comes out with as TNA. So,
Yeah, I don't know nothing about Rosemary, but I was actually going to hit you up, man. What's up with this Rosemary person?
I love Rosemary. Look like epitome of a TNA knockout, but the whole thing, I was like, I love the vibe. And I just thought that, this is a really good angle for Wendy Chu. And also I think that it'd be a really good match. And I like to see the belt on Wendy. I would love to see what she does with it. And again, you don't need a long title reign. There's so many women in NXT that really, can carry a title for a couple months, give them some shine, and then find new storylines or work them into the main roster. So I'm going with Wendy.
I dig that. I could go either way. I feel though Wendy just came back, so that's I don't understand why they would do that. But at the same time, I'm also concerned of Kalani losing the shine, But then sometimes they stay on that too long, So I kind of want to, I'm kind of leaning toward Kalani to just build it out, and you could just build up the feud a little bit more, have them go back and forth. But no, but then I feel you on that, because if you said as long as when he's been around, you've been watching NXT. I just started jumping on. Well, this year we've been watching it more.
Yeah.
I've been jumping on it more. But I'm curious on that one. So I'm like 50, but okay. Let's head over to the NXT Tag Team Championship. Chase U versus Andre Chase and Ridge Holland versus Nathan Frazier and Axiom. The previous champions. Are they going to switch it back, or are they going to keep it?
Chase U. I
yeah.
don't see that. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, because we're running it back again. We just gave them the titles.
And frankly, this is one failing of NXT as a tag team division. I know why the Good Brothers were down there, really would put people over, which is what they should be doing as veterans. But no, let me not say that. They are not really pushing tag teams because they have a lot of tags. And like what happened to OTM? Like I know quote unquote, the former Scripps Reggie, he's no company, but we're them. Blade and the other guy, like they have a wealth of tag teams, but everybody's on freaking level up. So I say Chase U. I don't see Axiom and whatnot. Actually, what I see happening is I see this becomes a way to split them apart and then have them feud against each other.
Nathan and Axiom. Yeah, I feel a heel turn between them. One of them, striking on the other. I'm with you on that. Yeah. It doesn't make sense. All right. Speaking of heel turns on each other, Wes Lee versus Zachary Wentz. The Rascals battle each other. Who do you got?
This was my prediction. Wesley's going to win. I don't know if it's going to be clean because I feel like Trey Miguel is going to get involved somehow and cause a distraction or just totally mess up for Zach, and it's going to win. I don't think it's going to be a clean win. I really don't, because there is no way that Trey Miguel does not show up in this match. No way whatsoever. But I got it on West because let me tell you, this is the heel turn we didn't see coming that was done so beautifully.
Yeah.
This is not equivalent to, but just the way it was done is very much reminds me of Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty, and the Rockers, because we did not see that heel turn coming at all back in the day. And this is one of those tag team heel turns that we did not see coming whatsoever. We did not see him turning on the rest of the Rascals like that. And the fact that it happened so out of the blue, I'm like, it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. So I'm going with West though.
Yeah, you know what? I'm with you on that. I think it's definitely going to be prolonged. This is going to be the first of many battles. Because I think, again, as we're seeing and as we're loving NXT NA, these combinations. So I think we're going to be getting more of that. But speaking of NXT and TNA, let's close this out. Main event match, NXT Championship, Trick Williams as a special guest referee, Ethan Page, and you see him, but do you believe in him? Do you believe in him, Webster style?
Okay.
I'm going to call it because I want to see it. We're building this relationship between the two. This is where it's going to finally happen. We're going to believe in Joe Hendry, and a TNA man will now hold the NXT belt, but then we'll eventually get it back. But I think you got to pull the trigger now with this relationship. Do you believe, Webster style? Do you believe?
I believe. Look, I would agree with you totally if Trick wasn't the guest referee. Because that's where my concern lies for this match. My two concerns are, one, which would be a very horrible booking decision, in my opinion, is to have Trick turn heel and cost Hendry the title, which is stupid, in my opinion. Trick is one of the most over people you have in NXT. It's like straight up, that would be absolutely stupid. But two, I feel like something's going to happen where Trick is going to cost Joe the title, and that's going to start a feud between them. Not necessarily a heel turn, but something's going to happen, or he's going to get pushed into Joe. Because as an active wrestler, I feel like that's a way of continue that storyline with Joe Hendry, but Ethan just won the title. I don't see them taking him off him so quickly. Of course, it's very possible. This is NXT. there are a lot of things unexpected. We didn't think Ethan would have the title. We would have bet money against him winning that title in a triple threat match. Everyone else would have lost money. So I think it's very up. I'm going with Ethan Page, but I think it's very up in the air as what's to happen. But for Joe to show up on TNA with the NXT title, man,
How crazy would that be?
that would be crazy.
And if they were to pull this trigger, it'd be insane.
And let me tell you though,
Yeah.
the storytelling of things, because I find it amazing because since TNA is taped, they're talking about this stuff. They're recording this stuff that's going to happen like weeks before it actually happens on NXT. I was like, that's just amazing, the coordination between the two companies. Like that impresses me so much.
Yeah.
To have it happen that way. So I'll just say I would love Joe Henry to win, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't believe that much.
All right. Well, I'll be the one to break. I'm gonna stick with it, and we'll see. All right. Well, there you go. Bash in Berlin, NXT No Mercy. Again, there's also NJPW Capital Collision this weekend. TNA Impact. What is it?
Emergence
show.
Yeah, and NWA 76.
Yes. So a lot of wrestling. So a lot to talk about next week. Webster style.
Mm-hmm.
Woo. And and just the results of AEW All In, now we're leading into Dynamite Rampage with the post AEW stuff, because we got All Out, right? We're about to go all out.
Yeah, that's September 7th. No, it's not the 7th. It's like the 9th or something like this. I think the 7th. No.
In a week or two, in a couple of weeks, I think.
I'm forgetting my what dates or what. The 7th is a Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday, September 7th.
Yeah.
So in less than 2 weeks, man, it's gonna be crazy. Lots to talk about.
Less than 2 weeks. Yeah, it's like a week and 2 days. Time this recording.
Yeah.
Goodness.
All right, man. A lot to talk about, and next episode we'll be doing those picks.
Goodness gracious.
Crazy.
So much wrestling, man. It's crazy. We eating good, man. We
are eating good, brother. But you are also eating over there at Sartorial Geek. What do you got going over there, man, to sign us off?
Man, let's see. This week, pretty much every other day has been posting with interviews from Atlantic Con, where I went to last week. So Generate Comics, I think, dropped today. Friday should be dropping the Black Lords podcast. They did a really good panel on all Negro comics, number 1, the 7th anniversary of that. So my recording of that is up. Then the cosplay contest will be up a couple days after that. Then the full retrospective with all the interviews, all the panels, all the cosplay, and then extra bonus B-roll hopeful stuff that'll be up as well. Also the latest episode of Ren's Playtime Corner with my girl Ren, where we're talking about our side chicks winning. So we got into some dicey conversations there. Spicy, yes. So that's what's going on right now. Also, Game Bites are up as well, Webster style. Also, NRW looking at Guardian Heroes, remaster, whatever the heck they called it. Also, Crash Bandicoot, Insane Trilogy is up as well. So check those out. Me playing at least Crash for the first time. That was my first time ever playing Crash Bandicoot. So you get my opinions and impressions as well on that. So yeah, that's what's going on. Webster. There's a lot more. Got some interviews. Man, I got a bunch of interviews lined up. Recently, Justin Koku, I talked to him a little bit while ago about his book SWAT. He has a new book coming out, Kickstarter. At the time of this recording, September 2nd, that's when the Kickstarter starts, so it'll be out by then. Talking about his new book, Edge of Darkness, which looks really amazing. I'm excited for that personally.
Hell yeah. Love it. Y'all go show your love. Support my man Webster Style, Sartorial Geek. Links in the description below. Go show your love. And as you know, man, you're on the NRW. See, man, we putting in that work, man.
Putting in that work.
Too much to talk and promote. So I'm just gonna say, you on the channel, go check it out. Go look, linger. So much things we putting in right now. So appreciate you, Webster Style. Those are our picks. Did we score? Did we win? Did stuff blow your mind? Let's talk about it in comments below. And then next week we'll be talking results and then giving you the picks for All Out. Crazy. It's too much happening.
Too much happening.
All right, we're out of here as always. Webster Style, your boy QEP. Nerds rule the world, and we're out in a 1, 2, 3.
We out.
Peace, y'all. Right,
you come in my face, I'm gonna fight you.
Well, you're not gonna bust a nut anytime we're in the ring.
I'm gonna get off by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
When I get my hands on you, I'm gonna eat your ass like a pot of collard greens, baby.
I'm gonna stretch his ass like it's never been stretched before.
You can hide behind that commissioner stuff just so long until I jerk a knot in your ass.
And if you don't think I'm big enough, then you grab a hold of me, and you'll know that I'm growing, my man. Within your hands, I will get as big as I need to be to do the job on you.
All right, just jerk Helmsley off.
There's one part of our bodies that's soft, and it ain't soft all the time, if you catch my meaning.
I'm gonna come on you like nobody's ever come on you before. Just you and I getting it on like two men should do.
Oh, that's interesting.
Corey boy, I'm coming hard.